Okay, there. I think we're set. You can hear
Oh,
me
you
now,
Oh, now,
are.
correct?
Okay, good.
yeah.
Sorry. I I feel like I try to do the same thing every time with the technology, but sometimes I feel like it's different every time. Oh. Anyway, how's everybody doing?
Good. Great.
Good.
Good, good. Pamela, do you go by Pamela or Pam?
I prefer Pamela. Thank you.
Me, yeah, me too. That's why I
Yeah.
asked.
I told my mom once she was gone, I was going to change my name. And she goes, "Where am I going?" I said, "Mom, after you pass away."
Oh my
But no, I
God.
haven't changed it.
Oh,
It's
you
fine.
you don't care for your name?
No, I don't like it when people shorten it.
Oh, yeah. I was Pam or Pammy for most of my life. And then, I don't know, the last 10 years or so, I decided I just wanted to be Pamela instead. So,
Yeah, that's the same, exactly the same with me. Yeah, yeah.
yeah. Anyway, it's good. It's all good. So, Gail, Pat, everybody's knitting. Is everybody done?
Don? No.
Yeah, neither of
A long, a
A long
I have
way
this
from done.
much.
you're almost done with the chevrons. Oh no, you're
And
doing the
the diamond part, I only have this little bit left to do.
Oh my
oh of
goodness.
the
Look
diamonds.
at you.
Oh,
Yeah.
oh, fantastic, fantastic. Here, let me spotlight you so we can all see better.
I only have this little bit left to do from this end to here. You know,
And then you're done.
and then it'll
Oh
be
my gosh.
my diamonds.
Well
Oh, how
done. Oh, they're
pretty.
Beautiful.
beautiful.
Where's the camera? There it is.
Yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely love them. Are the diamonds an easy pattern to remember, or is it one you kind of have to?
I keep looking at the pattern. I can't.
Yeah.
I
Oh,
remember.
Yeah, yeah, I'm with you. I'm with
Uh,
you. I
and if
mean,
I
I'm
get
not on the diamonds
to
yet, but what, Pat?
about a couple times because I've gotten distracted and missed a couple
Yeah,
things. Yeah.
yeah, that's me, easily distracted.
Yeah.
And so, Pamela, it looks like you're approximately where I am. Yeah, yeah, you're getting there. You're almost um, to the second
yeah.
Yeah, remember
color.
last 2 weeks ago, I hadn't even started. So,
So well
Ah,
done. Yay, us. I tried really hard. I wanted to be done for today. I wanted to have a video already done of the blocking and everything, but I have too many other things I'm knitting on for
Yeah.
samples and for different knit alongs that I'm doing. So I just don't have enough time to devote to finishing. So I'm right with you guys. And we all have lives. You have other things you're doing. So Gail, how's it coming for you?
well, I did change the accent color, but there I
I
am.
like
Lovely.
it.
Lovely. I mean, there's no end to beautiful colors that could be
Yeah,
used.
absolutely. But I have a question. This thing, and I keep thinking it looks crochet, even though it's not. What do we do with this? You said you tucked it
Well,
under
that's a
after.
really good that's a really good question. Let me show you just really quickly what we do with
Okay.
that. And like I said, I was hoping, wait, let me switch cameras. Um, and then okay. So this little guy, I mean, you end up, it looks kind of like a pie shape, and it doesn't, it's not the shape that it is supposed to be when it's done. But
Mm-hmm.
if you were here in the first session, I talked about, or we talked about, the designer was here for session 1, and she talked about how much that this fabric relaxes this yarn once you put it in some water, soak it for 10 minutes or so, just let the dirt fall out. Once you've done that, this yarn and fabric really relaxes. And then you want to block it, and when you do, you'll pull it like this, and
Okay,
you'll block it like this. And this top edge will be blocked straight.
Okay.
And what I would suggest, you know how I didn't pull out a blocking board, but I did pull out my blocking pins. So let me show you again in case you missed it the first time, because I know everybody wasn't able to come on. These pins here, you
Mhm.
can take them and put them into your blocking board. Obviously, I can't push it into what I have here now, but you can, what this will do is it will keep this from happening. Let's see, where's my other? It will keep, because if you just use the pins that come with the
Oh, yeah.
set, let me see if I can pull up another pin here. Yeah, here's a couple pins. If you use the pins that come with your blocking boards, you put a pin here, then you put a pin
Yeah.
here, and then
it
you
dips
pull on it,
between,
and what
right?
happens? This is what happens. So you'll have this straight line with all these little divots across. So this keeps that from happening. Once you get that pulled in, then you can pull, and you see you can do what you need to do with the fabric to pull it in the direction it should be pulled in without getting those divots. So hopefully that helps. These aren't, I forgot, I don't check. It's been a while since I purchased these off Amazon, and here's the box that they come in, and they come with a lot of the wide ones and some, oh, I see somebody's needing to come in here.
So what you don't, I thought from the first session that you're supposed to turn this solid blue part under. But you're
Well,
saying if you stretch it all the way out, then you can put that part on your neck when you
yeah,
wear it.
exactly. And
Okay.
Mary, the designer, she did say that she showed a couple finished ones that she had made when she was on. You can look back on the first one. You can see that's pretty flat. Now, I think when you pull it off the board, or she had just an ever so slight, maybe bump, like, I don't know, just an ever so slight little thing there, but it doesn't show, you put it around your neck and
Okay.
it doesn't show. Now, there was a couple knitters, or at least one knitter, that said, oh, I just turned that down and put a few stitches there, and that's fine too. Whatever,
Okay. Okay. That's, for some reason, I thought that's what you were supposed to do, but that was just somebody's thought.
Yeah, and that's fine.
Mhm.
There's no knitting police. We do what we do what we can. And
Yeah.
then, just to finish this conversation about knitting, I will pull out again the blocking wires that you can get. Again, let's see if I can show. They came in a tube like this. Again, off Amazon, and again, I don't recall the price. I'm sure there's many different kinds, and they're filled with quite a few of these wires, maybe a yard long, and you can thread this through just like your cord is threaded through. Once you've cast off, well, not cast off, because you're going to knit sideways up this edge, but once you have that knit edge there, the diamond pattern that
Oh, you should put it on there. Yeah.
yeah, you thread through, and obviously this is you do it on the edge, but you just thread it through like you're doing a running stitch.
Mm-hmm.
And then once you do that, it will curve, it will curve, and you can put your pins in then, and the pin there and the pin there, and it will hold
Right.
the wire like that. And then you have this unbroken half circle edge. Whereas if you did it like this and pulled it again, you would get those divots.
Yeah.
So we talked last time about how about how finishing things is finishing things, and how you block, and the different techniques, and in regards to that, how that's what really makes your knitting look something special. Right as it stands right now, nothing really special. but
Yeah.
if you stretch it out, and once it gets blocked, I also made a mistake on a couple of rows back here and made my chevron. Where is it? There's a bit of my chevron that I have a mistake. And you know what? Aside from the fact that I simply do not have time, I suppose if all I was doing is knitting, anyway, you can hardly see it, but I just left it in because I thought to myself, and this is just my personality, I know many, many knitters would disagree fully, but the reason I'm saying that is I want to give the people who are like myself permission. I want to say, you know what? This is something that only I'm going to know about. It's special. It's me. I made it, and its imperfections are part of, I don't know. I can't quite put into words what it is, but it feels special to me.
I found a mistake in the staggered columns. There was 2 stitches there. I don't know if you can see it, where I passed the yarn in front instead of in back.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
If I had caught it earlier, I would have gone back and changed it, but I just said, no, not worth it.
Exactly. And I think that takes some of the stress out of knitting. People I notice in the group that they get really stressed out, like, I'm really scared about this or scared about that. It's yarn. And I'm not saying this, I don't think most of you need to hear this, but I know I'll put this up as a recording, but it's yarn and needles and stitches, and it's pleasure and joy, and one stitch at a time, and we can just be relaxed about it and really enjoy what we're doing. Anyway, my 2 cents.
I like this pattern a lot because with the changes, you don't get bored and it doesn't become rote. I hate stockinette because it's just so boring. And this keeps your mind engaged enough, but once you get the pattern, you can sort of do it and listen to a book or watch TV, right?
Exactly. Yeah. It's just lovely, and I can't wait to wear mine.
I know.
Oddly enough, I don't get a chance to finish a lot of garments, but this is one I'm determined to finish because I really, really love how it looks and how it's doing. So, Lori, how's everything going with you?
I am just about finishing. Well, I have 4 or 5 rows left of section 3.
Excellent. So section 3 is
What is it?
No.
And I did yard work this morning.
Oh my gosh. That's amazing.
Getting there.
Exactly. Yeah. And just stitch by stitch it grows. Yeah.
Yeah.
And you're good with the pardon?
I'm enjoying it.
Yeah, and that's the point, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And no one here is worried about the final edge. I know, Pat, you're already doing the edge, and everybody else is good with the edge.
I have no idea. I
I'll
have
find out when I get there.
Okay, and you all know that I did demonstrate it. I believe it was 2 weeks ago, so you can look back on the YouTube in case you need a refresher on it. Okay,
Absolutely.
I just want to make
Okay.
sure, and if everybody's in the group as well, so that they can ask questions in there.
Oh, the Facebook group is fantastic.
Yeah,
They're
thank
very
you.
helpful.
Thank you. Yes, it's really nice to have support on the things that you're knitting, even if you just have a little question along. Okay, and I have someone here who's joined. It says iPhone. How are you? You know, you are muted.
Did I unmute?
There, now you're
Yeah.
off. Now you're off. Yeah. And have
Okay,
you
I
have
made
you
an error in the excuse me. I made an error in the staggered columns. I somehow added a stitch, and I just resolved it when I got to the double row of color A. I just took
Yeah.
away that extra
knit two
stitch.
together? Yeah.
Right. But and all it did was it made the columns not staggered for
Uh-huh.
a segment. So, and I feel like I mean, I could have gone back 20 rows, and I thought, no, nobody will notice that. And it's only for about 6 inches, and it's only on one segment. At any rate, I am a little nervous about the last section, but I'll go back. I wasn't able to tune in 2 weeks ago. I did the first time, but I'll go back and look. Make sure.
Absolutely. Yeah. It really, trust me, it's not difficult. I mean,
Okay,
it didn't make sense to me either. And I was going to wait until this session to demonstrate it. And I figured, well, maybe I'll try to get there by this session and whatnot. And then last session, I'd seen so many questions in the Facebook group. I just said, what the hey, let's see if we can figure this out. And so I just kind of figured it out on the fly, and just one little instruction at a time. All of a sudden, then it makes sense.
Great.
Yeah. So excellent.
Okay, I
Good
do have
job.
this. I am not a tight knitter, but I do find, maybe it's because of the mosaic, this does feel tight. And so I tuned in while you were talking about the blocking. Does it stretch out and loosen up a little bit in the blocking?
I'm told that it does. The designer was
Okay.
with us. Yeah, she was with us on the first session, and
Right.
you can go
Yeah.
back and see her talking on the first session. And she said that this yarn and this fabric really relaxes a lot. So I was hoping, like I said, to be able to say definitively, yep, it happened to me. But I'm not surprised, and
Okay,
I'll
so
pop
yours
back in the
feels
Facebook.
dense as well.
Pardon?
Your shawl feels dense as well.
Somewhat, yeah. I'm really working on trying to knit loosely, but if I start not paying attention and I start just kind of knitting, all of a sudden I realize that I'm knitting tighter again. It seems like the faster I knit, the more tightly I knit, and so I have to think, no, slow down, relax. So,
Well, this is my first experience with mosaic. Is this sort of the norm with mosaic? Can you speak to that?
I can't, because I haven't done a ton of it myself. So I
Okay,
can't. I have the same issue when I knit. Well, part of it for me is that you're probably tired of hearing me say this, but I never know who's on the time before. But I'm a lifelong left-handed knitter, and I just in the last year taught myself to knit right-handed, and so I simply knit tighter right-handed. It's just what's happening. So it's hard for me to say. I knit more tightly with Fair Isle as well.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah, and I think it has to do with how I hold and tension the yarn through my hand.
Yeah.
And you know, as I get better, I'm hoping to be able to relax that a little bit more so that it flows easier, especially when I'm knitting right-handed. For some reason, knitting left-handed, I didn't have any problem with that. In fact, I was kind of a loose knitter knitting left-handed, but or I don't know, maybe it's because I'm knitting continental now, and you know, I just don't know. And you know,
Right.
I'm the first one to tell everybody that I'm a lifelong knitter, but I'm just a good solid average knitter. I am not a pro. So we're all here together, kind of learning together,
Making
you
it,
know.
making it happen.
Exactly, exactly. So it's Shirley, right? I have iPad, and is that Shirley? Am I remembering the name correctly? No.
Is it me?
Yes,
Okay, my name is Glow, short for
Glow.
Gloria.
I'm
And
so sorry.
there's no, since I don't have it on my iPad, there's no reason you should know. I'm so pleased with myself because of your wonderful instructions. I have turned I gotta get this up. I have turned the corner and I've started the border.
Wow.
Oh,
I love it. Oh my
Um,
dear, I love it.
but I did that only through believing everyone's direction, that you're just one stitch at a time, one row at a time, just pay attention to that. And then your beautiful video, which reminded me that, okay, I can do this. So, you know, together I made the I cord with you, and then I picked up stitches, then I did the 3 from the other, and then I thought, oh, okay, so now I'm just back to knitting a pattern. I can do this.
And you know, looking at the pattern, it's like, what does that mean? You know, before you've knit
Right.
it, you just kind of look at it, and it sort of really doesn't make a whole lot of sense to me, or at least it
It
didn't.
makes no sense. And I thought, you know, when you just turned it and you started your I cord, I thought, oh, I can do that. but
Yeah.
but it was, I guess I am a bit of a visual learner. But I read the directions, I watched the video, I read the directions, and then I just dived in, and all of a sudden I was knitting the pattern again. I am very grateful to the support.
Oh, it's our pleasure, my pleasure. I've had so much fun with this pattern.
I have two. And like you, the chevron got a little bit wonky. I had to continue to pay attention. Otherwise, I
Yeah.
looked back and thought, oh, actually, nothing connects right now. That's a bit of a problem.
My boyfriend looked at it and he said, I don't understand how you keep that from looking like a Rorschach test.
Oh,
And
how
I thought,
funny.
yeah, I really don't get it either, but one stitch at a time.
Oh, that is so funny and so true.
Yeah. Absolutely. Absolutely. Okay, well, if anyone has any questions, go ahead and let me know. Otherwise, shall we just knit a little bit together, since this is a knit
Mhm.
along?
I have
The
a
last,
question.
oh yes, Pamela.
I want to make sure I'm reading this right on section 3. It says to work. It says work the pattern 3 times. Now I just lost where it said.
And then 1
Work
through 10 again.
1 through 20, and then 1 through 18. And is that 1? Because then it goes down and says, so you end up with 162 stitches, and then work rows 1 through 20 of staggered call-in pattern 3 times.
Yeah, you don't count the first one. You start again
You
with
don't.
1.
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
That's what I was wondering. Thank you.
Yeah.
Pamela, if I happen to disappear, it's because my battery's dying.
Oh, shoot. Well, I'm so glad. Did you do the Pemberton?
No,
No, you
this
didn't.
is the
Okay.
first of yours I've ever done.
Oh, okay. Very good. Very good. Very good. Well, just so happy that everybody, it's usual that the last knit along of a session, a lot of people have dropped off because the ones that are a little bit quicker have completed it, and which is perfectly
Mhm.
fine, no matter how fast or slow you are. I've started if you all are interested in doing another knit along, I can show you the Dorothea tank that I have started knitting in one of the new colors that's just come on this year.
Ooh, that's
And
pretty.
Very
oh,
pretty.
and it's so easy. And this color I'm just crazy
So what
about.
is it, like a lace stitch, or I can't really see the stitch
You
that way?
know, it's a drop stitch.
Ah,
It's really
Oh,
interesting. You knit one row with you knit a stitch and yarn over. Let me see. Am I at the point of knitting? Oh yeah, I'm at the point. Yeah, I can show. Here, I can show you. Just for grins.
and
So,
what weight yarn and what size needles is that?
this is the Dorothea tank. It's Cumulus, Cumulus in Juniper Moon Farms, Cumulus. And
Mm-hmm.
the needle size, I believe, is a 9. Yeah, it's a 9.
So
I
that'll
ordered
Anyway,
be
my I ordered my kit. It's supposed to be coming in the mail today.
oh, wonderful, wonderful. So obviously I'll do this in the knit along, but just so you all can see what this stitch is, you knit one, yarn over, knit one, yarn over, knit one, yarn over. I mean, it's very simple the whole way. So you've got double the stitches. And then
Mm-hmm.
when you turn around and come back, the stitch that you knitted, you purl, and then you just drop this. I don't want to do it because I don't want to get mixed up, but then you just drop this
The
stitch that
yarn
you
over.
yarn. Yeah, you just drop the yarn over, and what that does is it gives you this long
Lovely.
drop between the rows. It's simple, it's light, it feels just amazing, and I'm in love with this color, so I couldn't resist showing you.
Well, thank you.
well, the color is gorgeous.
Isn't it? It just really is.
And is the link to that knit along on the Instagram account? I didn't see it. Somehow missed that.
The link is on our knit-alongs are always on, though we've got 2 signups going on right now, and they're let's see, they're just on the homepage of the website.
Okay.
Just right above it says, let me see. I can.
I mean, I came to this one from the Instagram account. That's how I
Me
saw.
Yeah.
too.
Yeah, and these will be up. Let's see. The Dorothea actually is up on Instagram, but hold on, and I'll show you where to look. And this way, anytime
And
we're
also
doing a
emails, but I don't look carefully. I'm terrible about emails. So I gather it must be on the email.
yeah, I always send out one email to everyone. But
Okay.
here's where the knit
Oh,
alongs are always listed. Here's the one for the Dorothea tank and the one for the Amanta baby sweater. So
okay.
sometimes you wait a second. So the baby sweater and the Dorothea tank. That's what the tank kind of looks like.
All right. I
What
did see baby sweater. I
is
missed.
This one's new. I just posted yesterday in the group about this one, but So you might not have seen, well, it doesn't want to show me again now that I'm back. Anyway,
So what is the, is that like a cotton, the cumulus? What's the fiber?
yeah, it's 100% Mako cotton.
Oh, great, okay.
100%. Well, no, I should take it back. It's I think it's 98 or 99% with 1 or 2% nylon in it. But yeah. Anyway, it feels amazing. And I'm expecting, you know, I like to knit things and I like to offer things in the shop that are wearable. You know, they're both fun to knit, but also things that are things that you're going to want to wear.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's
Like
really
this.
important.
Like this shawl.
Exactly. Yeah.
Do you think that 1% gives it a little more stability? I know when I've knit with cotton in the past, it's just stretched and stretched.
I think that's what it's there for. Yeah. Yeah.
It's fabulous, and it looks fabulous.
Yeah. It looks fabulous. It's light. It's not heavy at all. You know, you think of like if you knit with a cotton string or something like that, it's kind of heavy, and like I've made market bags and that sort of thing, and they're heavy, but this is just light as a cloud. It's just, it weighs almost nothing.
Can't wait to try it.
Yeah, it's just lovely. You're gonna love it. So
So
is
I
Do you have
did
any
everybody
other inspirations? Oh, I just said,
more
do you have any
inspiration?
other inspirations? Well,
I do. The kit that just went live yesterday. Did you see the Janesville jacket?
yeah.
Yeah, that's really special. Um, let's see, I can share my screen again. Let's get that away. Yeah, this jacket right here. It's
It's a good
one
shape.
size. Yeah, it's one size fits most. It's just knit flat, kind of. You just knit straight back and forth. You start from the back and you just knit it all the way around the sleeves and then the shoulder and then the front. You know what I mean? It's just knit in one solid, you know, doing a little bit of increasing and decreasing along the way. But that, and it's available in all sorts of color combinations. I like that one. I'm not
And
sure. I
what
have,
yarn, what weight yarn and what composition is that one?
it's 100% fine Highland wool. It's worsted.
Okay.
It's a really, really soft wool. Well, what it is it's just like this. It's just like
Oh,
this yarn,
what we're
except this
knitting
is
now,
the,
this is such a beautiful yarn.
exactly, yeah. It's the same as what we're knitting with now, except it just has, it's just a little larger. It's
Mhm.
the same brand, the same yarn. But that one I'm excited about. Is it cold where everyone is?
It's nice today here
Nice. And you, where are you?
in New York.
Oh,
You
okay.
know, we had an earthquake.
You
So-
Oh,
did.
yeah. Tell me about that. I saw
Well,
you
it's
did.
funny, we're out in the country, and at one point, I was sitting there knitting. My husband was in another room, you know, but we can see through to each other. And I said, it feels like the subway is going underneath us. And we couldn't figure out what it was because we're out in the country. There's no subways here. He went out, he looked, he couldn't find anything. And then someone came by and said, did you know there was just an earthquake? So, and then apparently there were aftershocks, which I must just slept right through last night.
Yeah. Yeah, you're not used to earthquakes out there like we are here.
Not at all. You're in California?
Yeah.
Oh,
Mm.
the person who stopped by, who told me she moved from California to get away from the drought and the earthquakes. And so she comes to Long Island and gets hit with an
Well, it's her
earthquake.
fault.
There you go. She brought the earthquakes with her.
Oh my gosh. Mm. Well, just 2 weeks ago, somebody from New York who was on here said that they were in 19 inches of snow.
That's right. She was
That's
out
true.
there shoveling.
Yeah.
I thought, ooh.
I must
Yeah.
say, we have with climate change, our weather really is changing dramatically. And
Is it?
there's not, I mean, I remember 10, 15 years, no, maybe 20 years ago, there was one winter we had 17 blizzards. Now that was way, way over the norm at that time. But now our winters are really so mild. So the snowfall was like this shock. And I don't know, I think we may end up like with San Francisco weather, which from the point of view of living in would be nice, but I'm not sure how good it is in the long run.
Yeah. Yeah.
Go there.
Well,
Where is
thanks.
everyone else from?
I'm from
Pamela
Alabama.
is. Oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
I said I'm from Alabama.
Oh,
Oh,
wonderful.
how's your weather? Warm?
It's kind of chilly, actually.
Oh, I see you're wearing a sweater. Yeah.
Well, yesterday, we had a little bit of a chill come through here too. I mean, for us.
Where are you? What part of California?
Ventura, we're just south of Santa Barbara.
Oh, okay.
How long have you had your store?
I'm in my 5th year.
Fantastic.
I
love
started it. Thank you. You love the shop?
And I love that you do the knit alongs. I think that's a lot of fun.
Oh, yes, yes, yes. It's fun for me too. I'm going to be doing more of it. I/we have grown to the point that I can get more assistance and, so that I can do more of these fun things.
Great.
So I'm looking forward to doing more knit alongs and
Do you have a physical store or you're strictly online?
I'm just online, and
Mhm.
I'm so grateful because I started it 2 or 3 weeks before we went in lockdown.
Oh,
So
good
I
grief.
was grateful that I didn't have a physical store.
Ah,
It's hard to believe what we all went through, isn't it?
it's it's almost surreal because it's like And we were sort of in the bubble with my son and his wife and the grandchildren. But even so, it's like the COVID started and it was one block of time and you came out and it was like, I looked at the kids and it was like they grew so much in those couple of years. And it was like
Yeah.
it was just very strange. It was like a surreal feeling that you didn't go through that time. It just was like this one falling into a black hole and coming out the other side.
Yeah. Yeah, I agree. Time started moving very strangely.
Yep.
Yeah. Does
Pamela,
anyone
what were
have?
you doing before you opened the yarn shop?
I ran a medical imaging center for 16 years.
Oh my goodness, that's quite a change.
And you dreamed about knitting the whole time, didn't you?
That's right. That's right. I'm living the dream. I'm so grateful. How does everyone keep, what are the different ways that you keep track of the of your rows? I'm curious to see what everyone uses, what method.
Knit Companion for everything.
Yeah.
For reading the patterns and the charts. The best invention.
I'm not
Do other
familiar.
people use it?
What is that? What is Knit Companion?
Oh, it's this fabulous program online. And so you put your patterns in. If you're on Ravelry, you can put it automatically, you can get all your Ravelry patterns. And then you pull the pattern up that you want to knit on, and you can make the instructions very large or smaller. I use charts for the most part. So it's big enough to see without using one of those magnet boards. And, you know, if you have trouble with your eyes, you can make it bigger. Also, but then they have all these other features that I don't know about and rarely use, where you can put notes in and highlight things. And just there's a yellow bar that you move, so every time you finish a row you move it up to the next row on the chart. So does anyone else use it?
I downloaded it, but you've just inspired me. I want to get back into it. I started using it years ago and then I got away from it. So I want to try it again.
Yeah, and it's very easy because if you get a pattern that's not from Ravelry, if you have the PDF, you just, forward the PDF and open it in Knit Companion, and there it is.
Yeah, that's wonderful. I'm glad you mentioned that because I think I'm at a point now to where I need to do that. I have too many things going at one time, so I think it would help me.
It would help you keep track of where you are in each project.
I did not have row counters previously, but I bought 3 different types, and I can't say that I like any of them for this kind of project because, so for instance, in the staggered columns, you do it twice, well, once and then 18 and then 3 times and then 10. And so the row doesn't help me. You know, I have to stop and
It doesn't
reconfigure.
correspond. You have to keep
Yeah.
you have to keep clearing it out and starting again. Yeah.
Right.
Mhm.
Right. So I love learning about Knit Companion.
Yeah. And they have a lot of tutorials online. And as I said, I don't use half the features. So, but you know, that way you can start very simply and then keep adding to your wealth of knowledge of how to use it.
Fantastic.
I have a little app. It's called here. I don't think we're going to use the camera. It's called oh, let's see, where is it? It's this one right here. It's called Strickatower or whatever. Oops.
Oh, Norwegian? Is it Norwegian?
Yeah,
Or
it's Norwegian. I don't know how to pronounce it. And this is what it looks like. And you just touch it to get the rows to go up.
Oh.
And then if I
Oh,
I want to, it's just very simple. And then if I want to clear it out for another repeat, whoops, you just clear it out here. Anyway. And so that's been working fine. And then I can put notes in there. Like I've done the chevron 3 times, you know, I need to do it 8 times. And so I put a note in there. It's a little clunky. I would prefer not doing that, but, and then it also takes lots of different projects. You can just keep adding projects in there. So I can click from one project to another. And I don't have to look for scratchings and notes that I've written, because that can be very scary for me because I lose them and can't read them. And are you a quilter, Glow? I see a beautiful quilt behind you.
I am a quilter.
oh, wow.
Oh, gorgeous.
That's
Just
very
beautiful.
That's sweet of you to say. Um, it's called Churn Dash Sampler. The big pattern that you see is Churn Dash, and then the big one is made out of a sample of different blocks.
beautiful.
Right.
So um, maybe you can see it this way. So you can see that the larger
So there's a
pattern is
pinwheel in
made out
one
of-
block.
Yeah. So, and there's stars and even the negative space is made out of a white and cream
Oh,
sample
yeah.
block.
Oh, it's a
So-
block as well.
Yeah, it's a block as well.
Wow, lovely.
Yeah.
Oh.
So-
Now, is
And
that
you-
is that quilted with a long arm, or is that hand quilted?
No, I pieced it and then I take it to this woman and we pick out a pattern and it's a long arm quilt, a long arm
Yeah.
quilting.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
you turned it into a window cover,
Well,
or am I
no,
not seeing correctly?
there's no window behind it. That's just a wall.
Oh,
And it's
got it.
just a way, it's just a way to display. Because
Right.
underneath that one, I've got another one.
Oh, I
wow.
love it.
So
Just beautiful.
I typically hang on to them for a little while and then I give them away. I give them to somebody.
Well, they're
I-
such labors of love. I know. A lot
Well,
of work
I
in them.
really enjoy doing it, but I don't. I keep some of them, but most of them I've given away. It's more of the. It's a bit like knitting. It's the more of the act of creating something. I really enjoy that process rather than hanging on to the finished product.
Right.
Do you
right.
spend more
It's more
time
about
quilting or knitting?
It's about half and half.
Mm.
I have I'm a really dull person. I pretty much have my day kind of divided out. I also play mountain dulcimer because I live in the mountains
Oh,
of Western Virginia.
Lovely.
So I teach piano because that's what I did. I was a music teacher for 20 plus years.
mhm.
Wow.
So I end up teaching piano to most of the kids on my block, uh, and play dulcimer, and I quilt, and I knit, and I do a portion of that every day. That's what makes me
Of
happy.
everything, yeah. Wow,
That's what.
wonderful.
So, but a really dull life that I totally love.
I I don't think that's dull at all. That sounds pretty perfect to me. That's
Mhm.
Well,
wonderful.
I was wondering, like, all those years that you were running a medical imaging business, you imagine what you'll do when you're not running a medical image. And this is what I imagined all the years that I was teaching elementary kids music. I always imagined that when
Yeah.
I finished teaching elementary kids music, which I totally loved, except when I didn't. Um, um, I always imagined what my life would be like after I quit that, and it pretty much is what I had hoped it would be. Yeah.
Oh,
Oh, that's beautiful. That's beautiful. I love it. Creating things, no matter how we choose to create, I think that's really important for everybody.
And there is a joy in that, isn't it? I mean, you
Mhm.
spoke of that, and
Yeah.
but another part of that joy is these knit-alongs, in that you share with like-minded people um, the trials, tribulations, and joys of the creation process. Yeah,
Mhm.
that's
Exactly.
that's lovely to connect in that way.
Yes.
It is. It is. It's very important. And I I mean I understand the loveliness of meeting in person, and I certainly have nothing against that. At the same time, and enjoy that as well. But at the same time, being able to connect with people all across the United States, and if you've been on the other knit-alongs, the first two Tivoli knit-alongs were a friend who I met through the Dizzy Knitter, who moved to Paris, and she's been on
Oh yeah,
those first two knit-alongs. So to connect with people all over, there's just something really special in that as well. It's a
I
different,
agree.
it's just different. Yeah. Yeah.
It's opened so many things up. I um was the person giving the summary at our book club this week, and I was able to go back and find this book came out just towards the end of the shutdown, and so the author had no in-person book signings, and so all of his were online, and each of them he's being interviewed by another well-known author, and it was just so fabulous because had it not been for the widespread use of Zoom during the pandemic, none of that would have been available. And I just love that we can tune into these things, connect with people all over, and even if it's a local meeting, if you can do it on Zoom, you save all of that time from driving. And I mean, there are wonderful things about in person, but this just opens up so many more doors, which I just
mhm.
love.
Yeah. I agree 100%. I would never, I mean, Rachel would have moved to Paris, and I would only see her, if I visit there. I wouldn't have, I probably wouldn't have stayed connected like we have. And
Right.
so, yeah, it's been very special. And with all of you. And I've just opened up in Canada as well. So
Oh,
I'm able to ship to
wonderful.
Canada now. Yeah, so there's a shipping issue, and I finally have that solved to where there won't be any surprise duties and fees for the customer when they order, from Canada. Which is always a little bit of a glitch and has stopped me, but looking forward to meeting people from Canada as I start getting more Canadian customers.
That's wonderful. It's become a little bit international.
Exactly. And
Which is
once
kind
that
of cool.
it is, and once that's successful and we're good with that, we can expand to Australia and different places as well. So I'm looking forward to a lot of new
some
connections
plans.
in the years.
Mhm.
Yeah. Always have plans, right?
Do you get some of your yarns from Australia? I've seen quite a bit of them on Instagram.
No, I don't. I think the yarns come, most of in fact, all of my distributors are here in the US, and the yarns come from Europe and South America for the most part. Like this is from South America. This is from Peru, if I'm not mistaken. All of this wool stock is from Peru. This is a special, I believe it's a special, oh boy, I read something about their wool, and it's a special sheet. I can't remember it well enough to tell. So, but yeah, and then Italy, like this yarn, this cumulus cotton. The cotton is from Israel. The Mako cotton is from Israel, is what the package says, but I believe that it's milled in Italy. And then there's a lot of yarn from Turkey and different places. So yeah. There was some Noro from New Zealand that I had, the Hunui, and I'm all out of that. But that was beautiful. That was from some really special sheep in New Zealand. Very small, unusual sheep. Yeah. And actually, now that I think of it, the hand-dyed yarn that I carry is the base, I believe, if I am not mistaken, the base comes from Canada. The base that the hand dyers use, the Dream in Color hand dyers use, it comes from Canada. So it's definitely an international affair.
Right.
Well, I love the yarn for this shawl because for 100% wool, and it's not itchy at all.
No,
it's
not in the
soft. It's
least.
very cloud-like.
Yeah,
it is. And I'm almost certain. In fact, I am certain. Did any of you notice the Paul's bow scarf that somebody knit in the Facebook group? And she posted, oh, you know what? If I can show you, ladies, she posted, let me see if I can find it, because to me, it just really demonstrates what I'm talking about this shawl as far as what happens when you block it, because it's the same fiber.
Oh,
So let me go back. Okay, let me share again. So can you all see this?
oh, wow.
This is it's called the Paul's Bow wrap. It's in the shop. It's just beautiful, and I just love that it's this wonderful sampler. But you can see how, the different stitches, they pucker it and do different things to it. And so she posted in the Facebook group, wondering how I should block it. And, she kind of talked about it. So I gave her some ideas on what to do. And then look at that. This is the Amanta sweater. Is that the cutest thing? That's the knit along that I'm going to do. And then she blocked it, and now see what it looks like.
Whoa.
Oh,
So,
oh, it's
so
hardly
this is
look. It
what's
hardly looks like the same garment.
Right.
What's
that's
it
what's
called?
going to. It's
That's
called the
amazing.
Paul's bow.
Hmm.
Paul's bow wrap. And that price isn't correct. There's my don't look at that. That's not correct.
Okay, not
Your,
looking at it.
yours won't show that. There's some kind of a glitch with my cookies that keep doing that. But anyway, that's the Paul's bow wrap. And
Is that made
and
out of the same blue wool stock
this is
blue sky?
yeah, it's the same fiber as we're knitting the Tivoli with. It's the very same fiber. And so that's what I'm trying to say is when we block this, that's what's
It's
going
going
to
to be
happen
gorgeous.
to, yeah, it's going to just relax and get fine and drapey. And, you can see all of that stuff that was all scrunched up back here.
Oh,
Mhm.
yes.
Here, it
Right.
was all, but
Oh,
now
yeah.
it's just completely smooth and lovely.
That's amazing.
That is such a transformation.
Yeah, that's what's going to happen to ours. Promise you. Oh.
We should post before and after blocking pictures.
Yeah, actually, yeah. Okay. So please do all of that. And then I am going to just keep knitting on this. I really wanted to get it done in 3 weeks. I don't know if that's possible, but um, if I really stick to it and get it blocked, and I'm going to video the blocking process so we can really watch. And I want to post that on the YouTube channel because I think it's important. If you don't really understand that, you can look at this and think, what?
Yes, yes,
And
that's
you
exactly.
know, and I think if I were knitting this by myself, just out in a bubble, by myself, I'd kind of go, what did I do wrong?
Mhm.
But I have a feeling, well, we're going to be pleasantly surprised. I'm trying to think. I don't think anybody's posted their blocked ones yet in the group. So yeah, we need to do that. Absolutely.
Because there are a few people who are already finished, are they not? I mean, there are a few
Yeah.
people that were finished last time. I thought,
Yeah.
oh, Wonder
Yeah.
Women.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I've never blocked anything. I usually knit with acrylic yarn because
Oh,
of
yeah.
the itchiness of the wool usually bothers my skin. So I've never blocked anything. So this will be a first for me. And this is not itchy yarn. I'm very pleased that
Yeah.
it
Wow.
won't be itchy.
It's beautiful.
Yeah.
Well, good for you for trying it out. You know what I mean? And following through past your fears, maybe, of it being itchy.
Yeah. This was a birthday present from my husband. And
Aw,
I've
very
never done
sweet.
fake knitting before. And I've even actually started a color work sweater that I've never done before either. And I'm pleased. This inspired me to try the color work.
You
I'm
are
so
just
happy.
You want to
guys.
see it?
Yes.
Oh, wow,
Oh,
that's
that is
pretty
Oh,
very
that's
pretty
pretty.
lovely.
work
Really,
for
really
someone who
pretty.
never did it.
I've never done color work before.
So, what is your pattern?
It's called the Celeste sweater.
Okay.
It looks like it has some columns in it.
Yeah, that's just it's 5 different colors, and it's Celeste. I can tell you who it's by. Petite Knit.
Oh, I love petite knit. Yeah, lovely, lovely.
But I was
Oh,
inspired.
beautiful. Well, I'm so happy you were, and that is just lovely. And that color looks just beautiful. Those colors look beautiful on you.
They're very pretty. Yes.
Yeah. Yeah, very lovely. Good for you, just spreading our wings a little bit and trying new things and learning and not being afraid.
Never too old to learn something new.
Oh, no, no, absolutely. Well, I've had so much fun knitting with all of you lovely ladies every week. It's just really a treat for me.
Thank you so much for doing this.
Mm-hmm.
Well, it's my pleasure. Just always look if you ever thinking you want to maybe try a new thing. I want to keep these knit-alongs free, and you can just look on the homepage there,
Okay.
right on the top, and whatever knit-alongs we're offering at that time. I'm going to start doing some on Wednesdays as well. So I'll probably have one up that's on Wednesday and one up that's on Saturdays, and that way the people who can't, who are working on a Wednesday, they can always see the recording.
Oh,
So it would be the same project, not two different ones.
Yeah, it'll be, no, I'm sorry, I wasn't clear. It'll be two different projects. Right now, I have the Dorothea tank up
Mhm.
on the website for that will be a Saturday knit along. No, I'm sorry, that will be a Wednesday knit along, and then the Amanta sweater, the little baby sweater, is going
yes.
to be a Saturday knit along. And they'll just keep, alternating like that. And then we'll probably have there'll be at least one up at all times, and maybe probably even two.
Well, I was so glad you did this. I bought the kit, but I'd not started it. Just one thing after another kept getting in front of it. And so when I saw the knit along, I thought, yes, now I'll get it done. So I'm so glad
Yes.
you.
Oh, well, I'm so glad you joined us, and it's been just lovely.
I live in northern Minnesota and 2 hours away from the closest yarn shop in Duluth, Minnesota, but the one that I used to live really close to one, and that's 4 hours away.
Right.
And I really appreciate these online knit alongs. I've gotten a lot done through them. So I'm very thankful that you do this.
Yeah.
And
Oh,
I'm
well, thank
excited
you.
about the Dorothea uh, sweater. I ordered from you the kit, and I'm excited to get the mail today because it's supposed to be in there today. So
Yay. What color did you get?
it looks like kind of a lime green, I think. It's a green.
Praying mantis, maybe?
Yeah, maybe. It was brighter than it was out of my comfort zone, but that's what you need to do once in a while.
Absolutely.
Absolutely. Here, I can tell you what it is. Yeah, you got praying mantis.
Okay. Yep.
Yep. Yeah, and that's a lovely color. Lovely color. It's bright, but it's not overly bright. It's, kind of on the almost a pastel, kind of on the lighter shade of bright. So
Yeah.
yeah, yeah.
And this shawl would still be sitting on my shelf over there in a plastic bag if you hadn't have done this, because I had bought the yarn individually when I could find it to do this, and I just sat there and I never did it. So you have motivated me to get this going, and I will finish it.
Absolutely. Please do post in the Facebook group. Everybody, I just really want to see
Okay.
what they look like. I mean, I know
Uh,
what they're going to look like. They're going to be beautiful.
yes, but you like to see the before and after, and just that someone's completed one. We can all be cheering for one another.
Exactly.
Absolutely.
I'm going to
Exactly.
leave now, so you all take care.
You
Okay,
too.
Glow. We'll see you again. Bye-bye. So maybe a few more minutes and then everyone can get on
Yep.
with their day.
Sounds
I know
great.
there
I
were
want to wait
less.
to finish this one row.
There you go. Finish your row and then feel free to hop on off when you're comfortable. I don't want to rush anybody off because I usually do say that we're at an hour and a half and we're only a little over an hour in.
Well, I'm just about to start a new row, so I'm going to sign off also. And
All right, Pamela.
happy knitting, everybody. Knit on.
Yes, yes. Bye.
Happy
Bye.
knitting.
Well,
Have a good
Bye.
weekend. Bye-bye.
Bye.
You too. Bye.
Okay.
Is it just the two of us left?
It's just the two of you.
Okay.
We can hop off at a quarter after if you want. It'll be a quarter
Yeah.
after in a few minutes.
I'm
We can hop
nearing
off
the
then.
end of the row.
Okay.
I should have counted
Okay.
because this is where I'm going to decrease and hope that I'm correct. Probably should go back and count before I do that.
Yeah. Does anybody else, when you were working on the chevron section, does anybody else just knit 3, slip and knit 1 and slip and knit 3 rather than doing the knit 2?
I don't know. I'm not up to that yet, but I finished my row. So I'm hopping
Oh,
off.
you're not?
Thank you so much.
All right. Bye-bye,
Bye-bye.
everyone.
All right.
Have a
Thank you
lovely
so much.
weekend.
Appreciate it.
Thank you.
Looking
Okay,
forward
we'll
to
see
go
you in
get
the
that
group.
Dorothea. Take
Okay.
care. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.